Top of the morning, Coach Jack Daniels of the Boxers Trainers Channel. And today we have a hell of a subject to engage in, right? The super fight. The super fight that everybody's been talking about for at least over 6 months, right? Between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Torrance Crawford. I have given you guys a lot of information in regards to the particulars, right? But it's one issue that isn't being mentioned. I'm talking about in the totality of um uh the forecast for who and what is motivating the people to this fight, right? Shout out to Ship with Sail. So this morning I'm gonna give you a little ammunition, right, to work with, right? So here's the deal. Saul Canelo Alvarez is a former four-division world champion, right? He is currently the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, right? He has held that championship for, what, 5, 6, 7 years, right? I mean, that is basically dominating the division, right? So, I mean, let's be perfectly clear about one thing for sure. Saul Canelo Alvarez is a bad mamma jamma when it comes to being a superstar. He is actually the face of boxing. He is actually the cash cow of boxing. But now, on the other side of the coin, we have Torrance Crawford. Torrance Crawford is equally a former four-division world champion and is currently the reigning two-time undisputed champion of the world. Two-weight division, undisputed, right? So let's be perfectly clear about the fact that these cats are going down in the history of boxing as being two of the best pound for pound boxers in the world, right? Now, what is making this fight so glamorous, right? What is making this fight so appealing, right? The fact of the matter is there's a lot of variables involved in what is motivating these dudes to get up and do what they got to do in order to get the win, right? Now, what hasn't been mentioned is Saul Canelo Alvarez's situation in the sense that he carries the Mexican people on his back when it comes to representing them, right? Saul Canelo Alvarez actually believes he has to win over Torrance Crawford in order to fulfill his obligation to his people, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That is one of the driving forces that makes a champion great, right? Whether he is qualified or capable of carrying his people, his race on his back, right? Saul Canelo Alvarez has done an outstanding job of doing that. To the contrary, Torrance Crawford, right? I've not heard Torrance Crawford mention the fact that he is doing the thing that he does in the best interest of his people, right? Now, I have taken the liberty to believe and to assert, right, based on the fact that he is an African American and is a part of the black culture, right, that Torrance Crawford is actually representing the black African American culture, right? So let's be perfectly clear about this. If this is not a motivating driving force to make these cats go in there and wail on each other, I don't know what it is. There's the money. Yeah, they want the money, right? There's the legacy. You damn right they want the legacy. But for Saul Canelo Alvarez, it's bigger than that. You know what I mean? It's bigger than that. To think that you have put yourself in a position where you have your country clamoring to you because you are representing them. I can't think of no other way for Saul Canelo Alvarez to go in there and wail on Torrance Crawford. But on the other side of the coin, look, you got Torrance Crawford. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just hate to think that Torrance Crawford isn't carrying his culture on his back also, contrary to the fact that he's never mentioned that, right? And I have encouraged Torrance Crawford to be a little bit more vigilant when it comes to the representation of his culture, right? Actually named Thomas Bud Crawford Wayusi Askari, which means black soldier in Swahili, right? So I don't know if Thomas Bud Crawford is mentally dealing with the fact that Saul Alvarez is taking that into the ring with it, and in my opinion, he needs to take the same type of energy in the ring with it when he goes in there to fight Saul Alvarez. But I would think and hope that he is, right. For those that believe that this is a 50-50 fight, you know, I love Thomas Bud Crawford, right? I love Devil and Dream Hank, right? These cats are boxers, right? They put all the energy into their craft. You know what I mean? So you can't help but love them, right? If you love boxing, and I love boxing, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Chris Brown. Shout out to Chris Brown in the house, y'all. But you can't help it, but love these cats, man. But I have said that I believe that Torrance Will Crawford is going to be victorious. You know what I mean? I mean, I want to hold on to that notion, but look, man, I can't be personal when I discuss boxing, right? A lot of cats get personal. They attach themselves to a certain boxer because they don't look at the craft as much as they do the light or the racial motivating factors associated with the boxer, right? I don't want to do that, right? I want to be clean and clear of that type of inspiration, right? The fact of the matter is, both of these dudes are great boxers, man. You can't deny Saul Alvarez his aspiration to be one of the greatest, and you can't deny Torrance Bud Crawford the aspiration to be one of the greatest boxers ever lace up a pair of gloves, right? So with that in mind, you can't just say, well, because he's black or because no, that ain't gonna work, man. You know what I mean? That is not what a professional does when it comes to breaking down boxing, right? Being a pundit of boxing, right? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, both of these cats are great, right? And at the end of the day, right, I kind of want to nudge toward Torrance Bud Crawford because Torrance Bud Crawford puts me in a position where I totally believe him when he says he going in there to get that third strap when it comes to being undisputed, historical, unprecedented, right? I believe Torrance Bud Crawford, but Saul Canelo says the same thing. He ain't stunned Bud Crawford, man. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of emotions involved in trying to find the right medium, right, to say one or the other. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm gonna keep it professional, right? Because I'm gonna love the sport, and I'm gonna say to y'all, those in the chat, shout out to Chris Brown one more time, my man, right? That I'm leaning towards Torrance Bud Crawford, but I'm holding on to the notion this is a 50-50 fight. Shout out to Romeo in the house. Romeo, man, I just, you know what I'm saying, gave my tidbit of emotions in regards to who I think is going to win, right? And I'm literally on the fence. You know what I mean? I put in a lot of work with the information that I've given out about this fight, man. You know what I mean? And for months, I said, you know what I'm saying, Bud Crawford is going to wipe the floor with Saul Alvarez. But see, and look, man, I really believe that. But professionally speaking, man, both of these cats is great. Both of these cats is great. It's going to be one hell of a fight. You know what I mean? This is going to be one of those fights where and I wouldn't be totally surprised that somebody didn't get knocked out in the first or second round. I wouldn't be totally surprised, right? Because that is if Saul Canelo Alvarez is going in there with the energy that he went in there with Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? Contrary to the fact that he lost, he put on a dazzling performance in regards to his movement, his strategy, right? He just happened to have been in there with a genius, Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? But if Saul Canelo Alvarez goes into that fight with the same type of energy that he went in there when he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr., hey man, he might beat. If he go in there with that energy, he might beat Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what night? You heard me. I'm sticking with Bud Crawford, man. I believe that Torrance Bud Crawford is a man of his word. Saul Canelo Alvarez is a man of his word as well, right? That's what makes this such a tedious decision, right? That's what makes this a tough decision, right? Because both of these cases, man, I mean, when is the last time you seen 2 pound for pound champions in the ring wailing out at each other? When's the last time? I cannot recall the last time you had two dominating boxers in the ring at the same time. I can't recall. So this is the type of scenario that we in when we dealing with Torrance Bud Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? So what we gonna do is I'm gonna stick to the script. I'm gonna stick to the script and get that edge to Torrance Bud Crawford. But let the record reflect that it's still a 50-50 fight. That being said, man, look, I know that I'm getting a little support on this channel now, man. You know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all so much, man. But I gotta get these dang numbers up, man. You know what I mean? They've been down too long. That's why I'm putting in a lot more energy into what I'm doing and what I'm saying, right? I'm trying to be as correct as possible. I'm trying not to make no mistakes, right? And that's an accomplishment of it in and of itself at 75, man. You know what I'm saying? You, old as I am, you kind of your thought process starts to, you know what I mean? Okay. Shout out to Omar Momad. He said, Santos, Saul Canelo Alvarez, all the way. Hey, that's a good bet, brother. That is a good bet. But don't forget, y'all, to hit that subscription button. Drop a comment in the comment section. And let me know. Let me know now what y'all think about the analogy, excuse me, about Saul Canelo Alvarez carrying his country on his back. I want to know what y'all think about that. And God darn it, hit the like button. Oh, wait a minute, y'all got me going off the. Oh, wait a minute, Romeo said Canelo is flat-footed, but he got pop. Anything about Canelo is that his stamina ain't that. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. But here's the deal, Romeo. Again, I'm gonna resort back to what I mentioned a few minutes ago, right? When he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr., his stamina wasn't in question, right? His feet wasn't in question, right? He came in there ready. So that's what I'm talking about. If that's how old Canelo Alvarez shows up, Romeo, I just don't know, man. This is going to be interesting. Wow. You know what I mean? I mean, I dig the hell out of Torrance Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford reminds me a lot of myself, man. I'm talking about all the way around. Ain't scared of nothing. You know what I mean? Fight anybody. You know what I mean? So with those things in mind, I mean, it's a lot of energy going into the way that Torrance Bud Crawford is preparing himself, man. So I'm talking about physically and psychologically. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got y'all, man. When y'all nudge toward Torrance Bud Crawford, but the fact of the matter still remains the same, man. If Saul Canelo Alvarez comes in with the same energy that he left with Floyd Mayweather Jr., hey man, hey, I don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? But that is a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Because both of these dudes is great, man. They're great, both of them. Got you, Romeo. Anyway, y'all, got to get up out of here and go to work. Love you and appreciate you, especially you, Romeo. You made my day, brother, with them observations. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep supporting this channel, and we're gonna keep moving forward, right? Got to get monetized, though, man. You know what I'm saying? All these cats around me is monetized. I've been on the air for over 2 years. Hey, come on, man. Push this line, y'all. That being said, I got to go. Later.